Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here for the 2020 Red Sox Racing League Series, sponsored by Not Your Average Green. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight as we get set to go from Mazda Raceway, Laguna, Seca. Should be a fun one. 30 minutes of basically sprint action here in the GTE class. These guys always put on a fantastic show. One of my favorite leagues to actually cover week in and week out. We will take this logo and move it up. And what we're going to do, first we're going to stop the music over here because it's loud. We want to go over our race, keys to the race tonight. There we go. Let me spit it out. Keys to the race tonight. Going to be popping up on your screen right now here from Mazda Raceway. Look at that track temp. 94 degrees already. Probably going to get hotter. We'll have to wait to see. But you do see your keys to tonight. Do not overrun the corkscrew. That was the number one rule that we've seen. It can cause not only issues with your car, but it can cause you to have slowdowns and all that good stuff. And it kind of brings us to our second keys to the race is cold tires. That will cause an issue going into the corkscrew if you do not get your tires warmed up before this race. It could become an issue overshooting even turn 1, even up to turn 3 and 4. It could be becoming a big issue with cold tires and all that good stuff. Keys to the race number 3, good in and out of pit road. We've seen drivers, Joe Burchett, for example, having trouble on pit road. We've seen other guys have trouble on pit road as well. You do not want to have that happen tonight because this is a very long pit road as it is. So you don't want to get no penalties on coming onto pit road. You don't want to have an issue missing your box, especially if you're in a top position battle going into pit road. It could be costly. And also, fourth, pretty much self-explanatory. Do not overdrive these corners. Braking was a big factor here, and I noticed that watching just practice earlier and now into qualifying, braking is a big factor here. So got to be careful not to overdrive. It's very easy to do so, especially early. So you got to get a rhythm underneath you. So there's your keys to the race. As I mentioned, the qualifying session right now underway. Still got about 5 minutes left in qualifying here. And we can actually hop over and watch. We'll watch Joe Burchett first. Why not? Because he's who we're on. So that's who we'll look right now. Here you go. Let's actually do this. There we go. Best lap time so far for Joe Burchett is a 120.741. Tommy Ryan Robertson. Good to see him up towards the front of this. Currently third, Roger Mathis, Dave Hill, Mitch Heller, and there's one name that I'm not seeing. I'm looking now. I don't see Ross Booth, and that's going to make things very interesting for us to be able to watch because we're not entirely sure if he'll make it right now. But Ross Booth, the winner of the last two here, he was pretty much looking forward to this one. But here we go. Joe Burchett coming to the start-finish line. Let's see if he can actually improve that lap. That's going to be a tough lap to improve. Once he crosses the start-finish line, we'll jump up to someone else. That lap, Joe does not improve. Close, but not quite. Ryan Robertson. Actually, let's put up the track map as well. That way you guys can see it. And you can get a look at where these guys are on track. This is Ryan Robertson, currently third on the board. Right now, he is actually trying to find him on this track map, actually. Let's see here. Where is he actually at? Oh, right there. Get ready to head up into the left-hand corner. Two left-hand corners right here. This is actually a pretty good altitude change as he starts to work up the hill right here. You can see it. Get ready to head into the corkscrew in just a few moments. Best lap for Ryan right now, a 121.094, which is not a bad lap by any means. Tommy Ryan also out on track as well. And here is the corkscrew right here. You can see how tough this place really is. And that's Reed Rundle you've seen sitting off the side of the track. All right. Here comes Robertson. And a 121.380 that lap. Let's hop over to Tommy Ryan, who's currently second on the board. 128.77 for the driver of the 18 car. He's working through the corkscrew. I think he's not on his outlap, so this lap should count for him. Unless he has no off tracks or anything like that. He's getting ready to come up through the final couple corners right here. And this hard left-hand turn, this final corner right here is going to be a very tough place. Good passing opportunity for someone. You can kind of see right there that Porsche really closed in on the back of him right there on the entry. I'm not sure who that was that actually closed in. That was Roger Mathis, really closed in. Tommy Ryan, a 122.961. You can actually jump back to Roger Mathis here, right behind him. In that Porsche. So we'll watch him for a moment here as well. Let's jump back over real quick to Ron Robertson. Just came across start-finish line. Does not improve that lap. Who else is going to come to the start-finish line? Mark Wilson about to come to the start-finish line. See how he does. Scott Hustad right in front of him. And across the line, not going to improve that lap. A 3.84. Who do we got next? Back over to Roger Mathis this time. Or Roger Rios this time. The Porsche. Let's see if he can improve. As he comes to the start-finish line, qualifying just about over. Roger not going to improve that lap as well. Who else do we got? Terry Dahl out on track. Turn up the sound a little bit here as well as we work through the final corner. Terry, best lap right now, a 121.453. See if he can improve. His qualifying has come to an end right now. Joe Burchett on top of the board. And we still got to wait and see Tommy Ryan as he works. Actually, Tommy may have just wrecked, I believe. Yeah, he's having trouble. He's actually sitting here on the exit. And his lap not going to go any further. So Reed Rundle, Joe Burchett, by the way, has had a few times this season actually get the pole. You see some cars pulling down pit road. But Joe has come close to getting a few poles this season. Got taken away at the very last moment, so we got to watch to make sure it does not happen again. This is Brian Chubb in the fifth, or the number 211 car, currently 15th on the board. Let's see if he actually does improve here on this lap. He does not. A 122.262. Christopher Jimenez cross the start-finish line, currently 16th. Does he improve? He does not. That might be all of our guys, as Mark Kajowski is going to shut her down as well, or go through the grass. And so that's going to do it for qualifying. As Joe Burchett going to put it on the front row. Really fast time there as we get set to go here once again. So here we go. We're going to get a look here at our starting grid as qualifying has concluded. We actually got 27 drivers in here. I just don't think all of them is going to be actually taking the grid. Not quite sure anyway. So here you go. Here's a look at your starting grid. For tonight's race, Joe. Whoa, hit the wrong button. There you go. Joe Burchett up in P1, Tommy Ryan. Not much of a surprise to see them two guys 1-2, but there's Dave Hill, a Canadian, very fast. Mark Wilson, very fast. I mean, this is a great group of guys right here inside the top 5, even top 10. Ryan Robertson, anxious to see what he can do. He was really fast in practice. We'll see how he does. He didn't do great in qualifying, but we'll see if he's able to keep it going here. As you look a little bit further back through the field, you see Robert Sneeville, David Barriers, Brian Chubb in the 211, the 72 of Christopher Jimenez, Brian Arby in the 17, or the 11 car, Landon Lacey in the 24, Dennis Griffin, Kevin Kyle, James Prostell Jr., Ed Sutcliffe, Mark Kudrowski, Tyler Beeman, Les Turner. There's Rudy as well, and Derek Pibbert, who I do not think he's actually running, but we'll see. So right here's going to be pretty important, just when we start off rolling here. Let me know in the chat who you're pulling for, by the way. And also keep in mind, immediately following this race, it's basically our 2-night doubleheader where we have 2 races back-to-back. We go from road racing to short track racing. First race of the Strictly Street Stock Series begins tonight of the Chase. So that'll be fun. We'll be live covering that here very soon. But first we got to get through Laguna Seca. Very tough, tricky track, and going to cause a lot of some issues here for some of these guys. Oh, Ross Booth sent a message. That is why he is under the weather tonight, so he'll be missing the race. There's Sam Cooper Bennett. Hey, we don't get to see Sam too much. So there you go about Ross. He's under the weather, not going to be racing tonight. Ross is a great driver. It's not good. He was really fast, has been all season. So this is his one missed race that he will be allowed. And I'm trying to remember where we actually go after this. I think it was Monza. But I might be wrong. I got to check to make sure of that. So cars are rolling, as you can tell. We'll be ready to kick it off here in just a moment. So up front is a BMW and Ferrari with the Ford in the mix as well, your top 3. That's a very interesting combination. Once again, thank you to Not Your Average Green. We do appreciate the sponsorship here of the 2020 Spring GTE Series 3 season. So it is Monza Junior next week, and then Suzuka, and then Homestead B track. So that's going to be fun. Pace truck leading the field here tonight, as Joe looks to try to put it in victory lane. He knows how tough it is to win in this series, pretty much like everybody in here knows. All these guys are very capable of winning. Week in and week out, but so far this season it has been Joe, Tommy, we throw Mark in that as well, and Ross, of course, in that. So we'll see if anybody else is able to take that away from these guys tonight, and it's very possible, especially in a place like this. You never know what could happen. I mean, we got a mix, like I said, 3 BMWs in the top 6, 2 Ferraris, and there's some Fords up there and all that. But either way, here we go. Green flag set to wave as we get set to kick off the race from Not Your Average Green, Red Sox Racing Series, Spring GTE Series 3. The pace truck is in on pit road as we get set to go. We got a crash going on in the back already, so that's kind of strange. Not sure who that was, but they did crash as we get set. Green flag going to be out in the air. We're racing here from Laguna Seca. Down into turn 1, watch for the cold tires. We know that's going to be an issue. Joe has been really good on these starts all season. He is able to continue it right now as he's able to get out in front and then try to extend just a little bit over Tommy Ryan. Battle right now going to be a little bit further back through the field. You see it right there, that Porsche. That is Roger Rios, and he just got passed by Robert I always butcher his name, so I'm not going to say it. Oh, he just gives him a shot into the dirt. Robert goes a little wide, but they are able to keep it going the right direction. As you see right here now, Mitch Heller trying to put a pass on the outside of Roger. Here they come up the hill now. Joe Burchett looking to go through the corkscrew. He was the one that gave us one of the keys to the race here tonight and said that corkscrew is going to be very deadly for a lot of people. We just look through some of these guys making it through it. Everybody looking pretty good here early on. Everybody did a good job of getting through that. We did just have a change. Who is this? Robert off the track. And this is not the way he wants to start his night. Not sure exactly what happened. And he's backing way up. And Reed Rundle also having some trouble. Take a look at what happened to Reed here. As soon as we see what happened here to Robert, goes off the track, and that's exactly what causes him to wreck. And then here's what happened to Reed. He does the same thing off the track, and the BMW goes around. Luckily, does not hit nothing. As now we are back live here from ESPN, looking live at Joe Burchett, who's currently out in front. Dennis Griffin looks like he is out of the race already in this one. Not sure what happened there. He may have actually not started. Either way. Robert just went off track again. Back on track now. Woo! That is crazy. Here's battle for second. Dave Hill looking to try to put a pass on Tommy right up through the hill to the corkscrew. James Prostell just made a pass on Mark Kudrowski for 16th as well. And somebody else is having some trouble. Who was this? Rod Robertson. What happened here? Off the track in the corkscrew. And remember, he was really fast. Actually, he's got some damage to that front end. Mark Wilson really slow here. He's going to give up a couple spots as well. What a crazy couple laps here. And we're just now 3 minutes into this one. Wow. So now you look back up front to our lead. Tommy Ryan still trying to hold on to second for the time being as well. Ryan, of course, last year's, actually finished second last season. It was Ross Booth picked up the championship last season. See what happened back here. Kevin Kyle went off track. He is back on. He's okay. Riding on board with Scott Hustatus. He runs in P8. Great little view there. Mitch Heller has worked his way up to P5. He's done a good job, actually, of 4 spots from where he started. So he continues to move forward here, trying to run down Roger Rios right up in front of him. And then, of course, Bill Paulucci's done a nice job so far in this one. He's up to 6th already, so he's moved up a few spots here as well, 4 spots for him. Biggest movers back here, Mark Kudrowski. He started way back towards the back. He's actually up 7 spots, currently 16th. Ryan Robinson just put the pass on Christopher Jimenez for 13th. Remember, Ryan had that trouble when he went off track through the corkscrew. You see it right here. He's actually going back to the corkscrew. You see a little bit of brake smoke there. We're going to be trying to close in on Brian here in the 211. Brian Chubb, who's also trying to run down Robert right up in front of him. Take a look here at our sectors for the last couple laps for Joe Burchett versus Tommy Ryan. Lap 1, Joe was 7/10 quicker. Lap 2, 1/10 quicker. Lap 3, 3/10 quicker. Lap 4, 1/10 quicker. And I think Joe actually had an off track on lap 4. Actually, no, that may have been his best lap. That's what it was. That was his best lap so far of the race. 1:21.022 lap 4. We can't check off tracks here as which is pretty cool. Roger Mathis has 1. Mark Wilson actually has 3. If you do finish with no all tracks, that's actually a bonus point. So, or no incidents, that's a bonus point.
Rudy Avalon has some trouble. What happened there? And Kevin Kyle, what happened here?
Oh, my, he had an issue. And Rudy off track, not sure what happened back here. And that number 20 car, let's see. You just go too wide? Oh, there you go, locking the brakes. So now we are going back live as Burchett still in the lead here in the number 83 car.
Currently leading Tommy Ryan, Dave Hill.
Oh, Roger Rios trying to save it. What a save that was. Watch this. Yeah, he went off track. You just seen it right there. He's able to keep it going. But it does allow Mitch Heller to close the gap up quite a bit. Hop on board here with Joe in just a moment. Looks like Tommy closed the gap in a little bit too. We'll be watching that here in just a moment. But let's hop on board here and get a ride around with our current leader. Actually, let's take a look while he's racing and actually take a look at the lap time. So Tommy this time and last time Tommy was faster on lap 6 and 5. He was a 10th faster on lap 5 and a 3/10 last time by. I'm not sure if Joe had a little bit of issue or what happened. There you go.
Kevin Kyle goes off track, has some issues.
See if we can actually see what happened here.
We are out of the car. We were going to get a full ride around. But let's see if we can see what happened to Kevin here. He
shows he crashed in the corkscrew. But yeah, you see him right there going in, spinning it around. And unfortunately, that's a tough place to spin too. That is very tough. He does a smart thing on backing it up instead of trying to pull it forward. So there you go. So back up front. It's going to come down to another pit stop strategy race, I believe, between these guys.
Tyler Beeman passed Brian Chubb for 18th position.
And Brian Chubb actually having some trouble. Yeah, he had some trouble here as well. He's actually stuck right now. He got caught in a weird place. That's strange. This actually, look how much time. Oh, he had other run-ins here. Let's see if we can speed up a little bit. Here, let's see if we can find it. Not sure who that is directly behind him. Is that Ryan Robertson right there behind him? Robertson looks to the inside. Yeah, just got him around. And I don't think Chubb was too happy about it. And I think he let Robertson know. And now just went off track again. Man, we're getting a bunch of crashes in the same area. Now this is immediately following what just happened. Remember, we just seen him go around and then this happened. Tough little angle. Yeah, he just gets right there. Now, what actually else happened? He lost his... Oh, right there. Wow. All right. Well, that didn't go great.
And then Scott Husted actually had trouble as well. He showed he crashed, but
I think he's all right. I don't think he actually crashed.
it might have been actually Mark Kudrowski. That's what it looks like.
I had issue. Whew, man, it's all about crazy. Read some of the chat here. Hope everybody's having a great night. Fun night of racing going on here tonight on ESPN. As our top three pretty much broken away. Actually, we've got to say our top two kind of broken away. Go Reed Rundle. Yeah, I'm a big Reed Rundle fan. Currently back. He's actually dropped a few spots here. He started up in 6th place and actually back to 12th. He did have that spin earlier, so that knocked him back there a little bit. But he'll be all right. He's still got pit stops. That's where things are going to get, you know, a little bit crazy. But we should be seeing pit stops here in just a moment. Check lap times here as well this time, since our two leaders have pretty much been nose to tail. So Joe was faster 2 laps ago. Last time, on lap 8, Tommy right on the bumper right now at Joe, and then lap 9, we see a little bit faster there as well. Very interesting here right now. So up front for our lead, that's what we're watching right now. Oh, Joe Bichette looking back as they work through the corkscrew right there. Tommy rides a little bit faster in the center of the corkscrew. Joe's a little bit better on the exit, that time anyway. Right here, Joe looks a little bit faster. Tommy closes in right there. Let's check the exit though. Tommy getting a little loose out of the exit. That's going to give Joe a little bit more breathing room. You can see the distance, about 5 cars right now, 4 or 5 cars separating first and second. As now they work down the hill into turn number 2. And Tommy closed that gap up pretty quick right there. And Joe's stretching it back out. Once again, pit stops are going to be happening here very soon. We are about halfway into this one. Les Turner has entered the pit road. We can jump over to that and get a look at him. Haven't really talked too much about him tonight, but you see him right there on your screen. And the Chronos Raptor car, which is a very awesome looking paint scheme, by the way. As he's down in the way. So let's actually do this. Pit stops. There we go. You have seen the guys that have pitted and who have not. If we jump back up to our leaders. So far, Bill Pawlucki, Ryan Robertson has been stopped. Les Turner, Mark Kudrowski, Brian Arby, Brian Chubb, and Robert right now is on pit road. Carried all up 4 spots right now. Up to P7. He locks up the front tires. And turn number, what is that, 2? Now he begins his ascent to the top of the small hill here to the corkscrew. Oh, went a little bit almost off track there. That could have been bad.
corkscrew he goes. What happened to Roger Rios? Oh. Up against the wall he is at the corkscrew. Man, we've seen a lot of people have issues there today. Oh my goodness, what did I hit? And there we go, sorry about that. I apparently hit a button that decided to back me up 100 feet. Let's see what happened to Roger here as he goes in to the corkscrew. Oh, he got on the brake and then got wheel spin. And Roger Rios on pit road. So we'll see how that plays out for him. As you see, Joe and Tommy now about 3 car lengths apart as they work up the hill. We've seen this battle so many times, and it's kind of a mix of both of usually who gets it. I mean, they usually put on a good show nonetheless. Roger Mathis has exited pit road as well. He spent a total of 51 seconds on pit road. That is from the start to the exit, including the stop as well. Better yet, here you go. Pit lane time total. So really, Ron Robertson only spent 48 seconds. That's a really good time. Everybody else has in the 50s. Robert coming down pit road right now. As you see him on pit lane. Watch him come into his pit box here. Once again, don't want to really make no mistakes getting into your box whatsoever. But now back over to Joe Pritchett as he's still in the way. It has actually separated just a little bit here. Somebody else is off track. I'm not sure who that was. Mark Kujowski was off track. He is rolling once again. Trying to get total pit exit. You can see Robert just now exiting pit road. He has about 51, 52 seconds right now. 53.9. And Sutcliffe exiting pit road as well. And right now a 50-second pit stop for him. 51 flat for him. Scott Hustad went off track. He's back on. He's okay now. And here's a look at your off tracks as well. Joe Burchett has one pit or off track. Tommy Ryan, Dave Hill still has none. James Prostel Jr. on pit lane. Tyler Beamon trying to get back at Brian Robertson. Robertson just got around him. CC Prostel exiting pit lane. Who is that? That is Tyler Beamon actually has hit pit lane. And now here's the okay, well, that's one way to move out of the way for the leaders. So when will these guys hit pit lane? Should be any time, I would guess. There goes Tommy Ryan. Tommy's really smart at pit stop, so let's see if this pays off. Will he be able to take the lead for Joe after they get done? We're going to watch the total pit stop time. Total time on pit lane, that is. As you see Tommy right up there in the right hand side. And you see him done. 6.3 seconds worth of fuel. He's down and away. And his pit time total was 49 seconds flat. So Joe Burchett should be on pit road now. Here he comes. Oh, never mind, I lied. He's actually just now going up to the corkscrew. I was looking at him. So this is a very important stop here for Joe coming up. He needs to have around a 48-second pit total time on pit lane. If he can get a 48, he should be good to be able to keep the lead as you see him pulling in. We have seen Joe have issues on pit lane before. So let's see if he is good here. You see total time up on pit lane. Dave Hill also on pit road. Mitch Heller, followed by, I'm going to guess, Scott Hustad, David Berry also will hit pit road here as well. Burchett probably needs to take about 6 seconds total time of gas. And, yep, 7.5. So this could slow him down a little bit compared to Tommy Ryan. This right here, this exit's going to be very important. Here comes Tommy Ryan. And Joe Burchett going to have the lead after pit stops by quite a bit, actually.
I believe David Berry
is going to be in second. Yeah, David Berry.
Has he already made his pit stop? Let's see.
David Berry has not. I'm going to say it's a good stop.
So will this be the event that Joe,
As long as nothing else is done, he should be good
for right now?
And here's the thing with Tommy, though. David's usually a really good driver, but Tommy's going to be, a little bit faster, but he is going to be caught up here just a little bit behind David's number 14 car, I believe. And that could work out for Joe, but Tommy really not catching too much. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And Barry going to come to pit lane this time.
So here's our closest battle, Ryan Robertson
And Bill Pawlucki.
and Reed Rundle. Rundle trying to take over the 9th position. Hop on board.
Gave the bumper to him. There they go. Both go around in turn 1. Oh, man. Reed got in a little bit too hot. Gave the bumper to Pawlucki. Pawlucki went really wide. Reed went around.
Pawlucki just now able to get back on track.
He's going to lose a lot of spots. You see him sitting there. Probably not very happy.
He was doing really well. He started 10th. He was actually up quite a few spots.
Tough break there. Meanwhile,
good look at our lap times
for Joe to Tommy Ryan. Now I'm showing Ryan was a little bit faster last time by. I think that was because of pit exit and stuff like that. So we need to wait on that.
Brian Chubb just had issues. See if I can find him.
Says he crashed, but let's see. Maybe not.
Oh, he's fine.
So there's your distance between first and second. You can see it as they work through the corkscrew. Mark Wilson back here in 4th place. Wilson always does good. Terry Dalton, a really nice job. He's up to 5th. He was pretty fast in practice today earlier, and as soon as I say that, a little bit of wheel lock up there, but he does a good job of correcting it through the corkscrew. David Berry up to 6th. Scott Husted. David Berry actually right now one of our biggest movers in all the race. Besides James Prostel, who's done a fantastic job. He's up to 12th. James up by 12 spots from where he started. Through the final corner, and Robert just had some issues as well, I think. Yep, there you go. Man, everybody's had really issues. That was our keys to the race about that corkscrew tonight. That would be an issue. Did he have help is going to be the question. I don't think so. Yeah, just locked him up. Right there. So, Robert actually coming to pit lane. So, coming up on 2 minutes left. Don't think this is going to be the white flag, but we'll wait and see. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the white flag. Now we can get a look at the lap history between Joe. Joe was faster last time. Lap 19, Tommy was 0.030, so very, very small. And but Joe last time I was 7/10, so quite a bit there. Tommy trying his best to get a win this season. Right now it has been the Ross Booth show so far this season. And Joe trying to do the same. Take a look at our off track so far. Terry Dahl working up the hill into the corkscrew. Currently P5. He's up 6 spots from 11th, where he started. Running right in front of David Berry, right behind him. As now we are coming up on the white flag this time. Well, we are on the white flag, should I say. We're coming up on the white flag. Somebody might be wrecking up here in front of Joe. I can't tell. Yep, there he is, sitting off the track. So this is the white flag lap. As Burchett tries to put it in victory lane here tonight. What a big win this would be heading into next week at Monza Junior, where Tommy Ryan could be very good. Through the corkscrew for the final time. Roger Rios having trouble. He has entered pit lane with issues on his car. Tough break for him. He was having a good night. And from the final time, Joe Burchett going to put it in victory lane here once again. For the Red Sox Racing Series, sponsored by Not Your Average Grain, Burchett wins from Laguna Seca. Tommy Ryan second. Dave Hill going to finish in P3, followed by, wait and see, we got to make sure Mark Wilson gets to the final corner. Mark Wilson going to finish in P number 4. Terry Dahl going to bring it home in P5, right in front of David Berry. Scott Hustad barely going to beat out Ryan Robertson, who unfortunately did not finish where he probably should have. Mitch Heller going to finish in P9 where he started. And Reed Rundle going to finish in P10. Big winner though, Joe Burchett in the number 83, putting it in victory lane here once again. We're going to talk to him here in just a moment. He's got to go all the way around the track in order to do this, so we'll be speaking to him very shortly. Take a look here at your off tracks, by the way. Tommy Ryan did get an off track, so that's a tough thing. Actually, Tommy Ryan did not make it back to pit lane. Did he wreck on something happened to Tommy? I don't think he had enough gas. Wow. So did Dave Hill as well. Very interesting. So that's going to be a 4-point penalty, I think. But did Tommy make it back? As far as I know, I'm not sure if he made it back. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But Joe Burchett going to win here tonight. Tommy Ryan, you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Did you make it back to pit lane?
Oh, I did. I had to hurry up.
I couldn't tell if you did or not. So, finishing second at a very tough racetrack. Overall, I know you're not probably too happy because you may have let one get away. Where do you think you kind of lost it at in this one?
Well, Joe doesn't make mistakes, and I did. I mean, we were actually pretty even. I think I was better than certain sections, and he was kicking my tail in others. So we were pretty close, man. It was, it just comes down to, I was having to dig right there, and I got down in turn one and really threw the thing sideways. It's just one of those things where you just got to dig, to get back to him. And I had a couple offs there, so I lost a couple points. And overall, it's good. I didn't tear the car up, and I didn't wreck anybody, so I'm happy about that. I mean, Joe's awesome, man. I mean, he's ice, dude. It's hard to break him. I saw him make one mistake in one. He got a little wide there, and I almost had a chance to take advantage. But he's fun to race around. There's several guys in here that are just as good, and I mean, that's why I show up here every week, man. Because if it's not fun, it's you might as well stay home.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have a blast in here. I'm happy to have a second. I mean, I'm competitive in here. I know there's guys in the back that struggle, and I've been there before, and just got to figure it out.
Yeah. So, and I was talking about this earlier. I feel like this track kind of played in Joe's favor a little bit, but I feel like next week kind of plays a little bit in your favor when we head to Monza Junior.
Yeah, it could. I mean, I love Laguna, though.
Right.
And that's the first time I've been here on the new tire model, so it was a little bit different. Right. I mean, you used to be able to just stick this thing in the corners, and it would just hook up, and you could roll. You actually had to manage the tires a little bit, and if you pissed them off, man, they were not going to do you any favors for at least half a lap. So that's where we was. But Monza Junior, it ought to be, just as exciting.
Yeah.
like they all are.
Yeah.
But it's all good, man. I'll be there.
Well, you know how to do it, man. Shout outs and all that you want to give out.
Yep. Thanks to Les and Terry for help keeping this thing on the tracks, and all the competitors, man, that show up every week. It's fun racing no matter where you're at, honestly. And then obviously Northern Tour Equipment. Patriot Fire, Coastal Safety Auditors. Thanks all them guys helped me keep going.
Hey, good job with that, man.
Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you next week.
So next up, we're going to talk to our race winner, Joe Burchett, who finishes P1. Joe, you got a copy?
Hello.
You got to be pretty happy right now. A race finally worked out in your favor.
Yeah. Last week we screwed the pooch there on lap one, and basically it was a downhill spiral over the entire race. And our main thing was to just kind of get off good here tonight and not really try to make any early mistakes. I figured if we could get heat into the tires in the first few laps, we would be okay. You can manage, a top two, top three possibly. I knew Tommy was going to be quick. I knew Dave was going to be quick, and we kind of pulled away from everybody. And then I think me and Tommy started inching away from Dave. And I think as the run went on, Tommy was getting a little bit quicker. That Ferrari seemed to start to come in. He was putting in really consistent laps and running me down. Yeah, I just kind of stayed the course. Knew, we still had a pit stop to come, and anything can play out there when you get on the pit lane, and just however much, a little bit of fuel or a little extra, just kind of getting on and getting off. This is such a tricky entrance and exit to the pits, and you put a wheel off on the exit and slide just a little bit. That's a half a second here, half a second there, and that could cost you the lead or potentially getting the lead. And we just got out. We ran a good race. I definitely think there at the end, Tommy was probably the better car. We kind of got lucky with the guy that was pitting there that stayed out all the way to the, I think, last
Right.
opportunity,
Yeah.
and he kind of, Tommy kind of caught him, kind of like kind of like the VIR week when I was in the lead, and he kind of caught him and couldn't really get by him, and I was able to get out and have about a 2 second lead on him, and I think that's basically what won us the race. If he had not been in front of Tommy, I think Tommy would have closed in a lot quicker, and I heard him say that this is his one of his best tracks, and it definitely showed because he was coming on rails there at the end, and I was just trying to hold on. That BMW is good for a few laps, and then it becomes a big dump truck, and you know we were just trying to maintain there at the end, and luckily we ran a conservative enough race that we didn't try to push it too hard, and I think Tommy made one little mistake there with like 3 or 4 laps to go that gave me about 5 6 tenths on him, and I think that was just enough to me to be able to maintain those few laps that were left, and because man, like I said, if he wouldn't had made that mistake or got caught behind that other car, I think he definitely would have caught us and probably passed us. That car was on rails, and man, I'm just lucky to be able to come out of here and get the win. Maintaining that first position.
Was that your plan on pit road? Was to pit after him, or did you actually want to pit before him?
Well, when we started catching those lap cars, the plan was going to be was I was thinking, well, maybe I can kind of pull the Ross move with me when we were at VIR. Is if we catch the tail end of the field, I might go ahead and duck in. He may have to run a lap or so behind these lap cars. Somebody screw up just a little bit. He may have to use a little bit more brake, cost him half a second or something maybe there, and that'd be enough for us to maintain the lead coming back around at when he makes his pit stop. But he ducked in before I was ready to, and then I just kind of had to push hard on that last lap before I went in the pits, and then like I said, I think he got caught behind that car that was staying out at all the way to the very end, and that's just what helped us. I mean that and really, I think what also helped us was, unfortunately, Ross wasn't able to be here because he's been on rails this year. I think he's definitely the car to beat every week whenever you show up if he's there because nobody's had anything for him, the first 2 weeks. And, I kind of take it as I got lucky tonight. It's me and Tommy, like it has been the last few years. And, the bullet wasn't there tonight, so we were able to kind of duke it out, and somehow I was able to come out with a victory.
You know how to do it. Shout outs and all that. I know you're gonna get ready to go race some street stocks.
Just everybody at Overtake Motorsports, all my sponsors, you guys for coming on doing the broadcast, Les, Terry putting on the league, all the guys that showed up tonight. Tommy and Dave for racing really hard and really clean. It's been fun. Enjoy coming. Want to send out our condolences to Les. Last week we heard during the race about him and his situation, and just send out our condolences to him. And
For sure.
with that, just everybody that supports us, thank you.
Good job on that, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. There you go, Joe Pachet picking up the big win here tonight. But yeah, guys, that would do it for me tonight. We'll be live here in just a moment as well. Strictly Street Stocks coming up immediately following this broadcast. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Congratulations to Joe picking up yet another win here in the Red Sox Racing League, sponsored by NotYourAverageGreen.com. Check them out.